little buggy. It's actually just a little. Look how big this is. What? That's what it is. What? You're putting that into now? What are you even making?
Making what?
What are you making?
Oh, how do you make them then?
I don't make them. You make it.
Good morning! It is Saturday, which are sacred days in our home. And I thought I'd bring you along for a Saturday with all our little family routines that we love. For a long time now, Saturdays have been a day that we choose to kind of make as slow as we can, although inevitably in life they are hectic and full and we're running around to sports practices and things like that. But we try and take them in whatever way we can as a bit of a pause day. We log out of social media and we have certain rhythms in the day that just, I think, keep us grounded in the midst of life. Even if they're tiny little moments, they feel really special. And so we start every Saturday with waffles and a lot of coffee. And it just feels like this special moment that we all count down to and that grounds us. These are sourdough waffles, and then we sit around and eat them and kind of talk about how the week's been or what's coming up in the weekend and what we want to make happen. Today we have a few different kid events, but I threw out the idea of painting our room in the midst of it all. If you've watched any stories recently, we started this room. I just started this room and then gave up. So it does finally need finishing. We are changing gears and getting party ready, making a little card. And this is the gift we're giving. 4-year-old girl party.
Turning 5.
Oh, you're right, she's turning 5. I found this at the charity shop a few weeks back. Untouched. Originally £13. I think I got it for $3.99. So a little bead kit is going to be the gift. Card over here to go with it. We give pretty much all of our gifts secondhand for kids' parties. I have no qualms about buying secondhand gifts, and sometimes when things, so this is untouched and I won't make a note of that in the card or anything like that. I am going to take the price off. Sometimes when something is maybe a clothing item or people could see that it is a pre-loved item, if they don't know who we are and how we do things, I will make a little note and say, hey, we buy secondhand gifts because we care about the planet and it's, you know, a way that we can reduce our impact is buying what's already in circulation. So, you know, my kids chose this for you with love and we hope you enjoy it, just to kind of explain. And so far I've only had people be really appreciative and say, we need more of that. So here's our little gift. This bag actually came, we were driving home from school and someone had put a whole stash of bags on the side of the road. So I picked up all the bags. The tissue paper came, we have a shop near us where it's like an antique estate shop, but they have a basket of stuff that they put that they can't sell. And they had a whole lot of unused tissue paper. So I picked it up. So there is no shame in using what's already in circulation at all. We do it with pride. That's our little gift. We're gonna add a personalized card. With a rainbow. Are we doing a rainbow? Oh, it's gorgeous.
No, look on the rainbow.
Oh, a rainbow here. There we go. Cute. And we're party ready, or very not party ready. Let's get party ready. I'm getting dressed in the living room because Jared is painting our room. I think I'm gonna go either for the leopard print trousers that I keep wearing for everything, or my black trousers, and then this top that everyone always compliments so much. This was from a charity sale. This is what we've gone for. Isla's wearing secondhand sequins in a velvet dress. I've gone for this. I think the average garment gets 7 wears, so there was a study done. So I picked these up secondhand and I've already given them more than 7 wears. So cheers to that. Okay, before we head out to the party, I'm going to show you our room situation and what we're going for. I am a dive in and do things ADHD without thinking and then figure it out later. Jared is the opposite of that and a big planner. I just started painting the room. We ripped off some wallpaper and now we're paying for that and having to rectify the situation. So I'm gonna go to a kid's party. He's gonna paint, which is where we would both rather be, but let me show you kind of where the room is at right now. It's a disaster. So this is the color it was before, which you can't really tell, but it was like a purpley lilac-y color, and I just got annoyed one night and painted some of it. Just such a bad idea. Then over here we have the closets. I've showed the closets before. They did have doors on them. We pulled them off to kind of make the room look a bit bigger. It was bright orange inside. So those are actually done. We've painted the whole of the inside, and then the next step is the room. But we barely ever have a day when we can just do something with the whole day, because it's usually an hour here and there in between clubs and things like that. So that's why this has never got finished. We're desperate to actually finish it. And then I'm gonna do a home tour video. This is the disaster wall. The wallpaper was kind of peeling, so we just peeled it off and it came off really easily. And so then we kept going, and now it's gonna be interesting. There's like years of layers. It's a 100-year-old house. And then of course we're repainting it with dump paint. So this is just paint that other people have not needed for a project and dumped at the dump, and that is what we paint with to be a little bit more sustainable and budget friendly. So this is brilliant white, which you can always find. So not the most exciting, but you know that there will always be a ton of brilliant white at the dump. We are done with party. The overstimulation central is going through their party bags to see what they got. Jared's texted me and he's out of paint, so we're gonna go to the dump and see if we can pick up another can of paint from a cupcake from the paint recycling thing.
What's a Kinder?
And then Kinder is a kind of chocolate. Someone asked me about this the other day. What do we do if our kids get non-fair trade chocolate out? And for me, it is all not buying things. So if something comes in a party bag, if it's not a fair trade chocolate, they're absolutely going to eat it. We're not going to take that away because it doesn't actually do anything. My goal is not to limit what we eat, but to limit what we're buying and creating demand for. They will absolutely eat the non-fair trade chocolate. Look at that number, 66.9% of what was brought in here last month was recycled. We're at the dump. We're gonna go in and see if they've got more brilliant white, which they should always have. The girls want to check out the dump shop because all of us love this place. It is the best. They take...
Because there's a scooter.
So there's always a scooter, but we don't need more scooters. Okay, so we're gonna go and see what they have. We don't need anything else apart from paint, so we're not coming out with anything apart from paint, but hopefully they've got some brilliant white. For brilliant white. Light. Oh, please, I need them to have some. I think we've got pure brilliant white. Okay, how much is in this one? Oh yes, that is what we need. So then we just write down here that we were a resident. We took 5 litres. We sign. And we've got what we need. Let's go and find the girls. Okay, we've come to Screwfix to get a scraper to hopefully get the wallpaper off our wall better. So we're gonna grab this and then go home. I have not eaten lunch, so I am falling over. Yes, that's me. Thank you. Oh wow, that is much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. That's amazing. Brilliant, thank you. And that's all paid for. Fantastic. Paint scraper in hand. Unlocked. Okay. Okay.
You got it.
We've got a paint scraper.
Seriously, bye.
Oh my word. Feeding me chocolate. The best.
Look, Robbie, is this seriously mine? Yeah, that's yours. Okay. Are you better now?
Mm-hmm. That has helped my blood sugar. The boys made pesto and cauliflower, and I am diving in with cottage cheese and hot sauce because I'm so hungry. You're amazing, my love.
And I wouldn't go to the house.
My blood sugar is restoring. I'm leaving in about an hour and a half. We're gonna do our quiet time, our ritual. I'm gonna do a quick kitchen clean, make coffee, and we're gonna sit down. We prioritize these little moments. I feel like we run life at such a fast pace. We like take a quiet time and we sit down and we drink coffee together, even if it's for 30 minutes. And then if we're not doing something else, we have our date night in the evening, and they're just such like important rituals. And it might mean that the house is a little bit messy because I should do a full kitchen clean right now while Jared paints. But I'm not going to. I'm going to do what I can, and then we're going to sit down and take 30 minutes and breathe. And it's a choice. I could just power through and clean, but it feels really important for connection and for taking a breath and having these little moments that mark the week. So quick kitchen clean, and then we're making coffee and finishing a brownie that I made for when friends came over last night. I posted a reel yesterday and said that there's this new voice note feature, which I love for replying. So I can reply to comments with a voice note, which I think is really nice. It also transcribes them, and you don't have to listen, and it's accessible for someone where that isn't an option. But it means I can reply with my voice, and I've been doing it a lot and loving it. So I put up a reel yesterday, a short, what are they called on YouTube? A short, and said, like, drop me a comment and I'll respond with a voice message just because I like them. And someone said, we need a voice note from the ducks. So we're gonna go and get a voice note from the ducks. Can you leave a voice note? I'm so out of breath. At the dump, we also picked up a bike, which is a story anyway, but so I just took Isla out. She cannot ride a bike. There is no full body workout quite like holding a small child riding a bike. Oh my word, now I'm hot and sweaty, and I'm gonna sit and drink this coffee. This big brownie we're gonna tuck in with coffee and take a deep breath. I'm going in and taking a turn with the room. Second cup of coffee is going. I slightly feel like I ruined everyone's Saturday by suggesting we got this done. But these projects have to happen. And our room just was like the last one that felt like the least important in the house. We've been slowly doing bits as like budget and mostly time allow. And our room has just been this like not fun space, you know? It's felt like things get dumped in here and it's not special. I really wanted to make it like feel like a sanctuary. I'm going to do it, so I'm going to take a turn at scraping this all off and see where we can get to.
I'm looking for that tipping point where it's like, yes, we've done
Broken
the
back
majority.
of
Yeah, we've broken the back.
the work.
But I don't know that we've done that. Do you think we have?
All right, I've just done an hour of scraping. My biceps are chatting, scraping that wall. I'm gonna go and take the kids outside because it's a beautiful springy day before the sun goes down. Wall check-in. It's a joke. That's the check-in. But look at that. That's a white wall. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna have a beautiful bedroom. It's just gonna take so many little bits of Saturdays here and there to do tiny bits of the project. This is the other problem with doing a project, is that like Saturdays are needed for doing things like returning Thrift Plus packages and folding laundry. But when we give ourselves to something else, this doesn't happen. So that's fun. Hi babies. Oh, more tasks. Are you hungry? I'm gonna get you some food. I needed to prune that. Come on. Woo! I'm gonna pick these because they need to come inside with me. Look at them. They just don't quite make it with the ducks. The ducks are very kind to the garden, but they do trample things that are actually in their natural path. So between them and the water, no daffodil is ever going to survive. So those can come in from a coffee table. This is my little invalid jar. All right, let's, oh, shoes off. Shoes off, okay, well done. biking. My muscles are gonna hurt in the morning. I do pizza every Saturday night. This is a overnight sourdough fermented. Oh my word! Look at that gorgeous bubbly dough for a pizza.
What are you doing? Oh, my house is all over.
There's Airy.
My house is all over.
Okay. It's got a few lentils in the sauce. It's pizza time for grown-ups. That's a good sign. The kids are down. One of the weird things I find in a vlog like this is knowing how much to incorporate like what's happening in the real world at the time that's not actually what's in our life. So, but for an example, what I mean is today, as I'm recording this, we woke up to the news that the US and Israel and like UK planes are over Iran. And it's weird because when we talk about things on like Instagram stories, it's happening in the real time. And so sharing the emotion of something feels like it makes more sense. But these, the majority of people watch kind of close to when they're happening, but of course after editing, that's far from the day. And then people watch them, they have a lot longer life, a YouTube video, than an Instagram story or a YouTube short. So I made a YouTube short this week about different things that were happening in US and UK politics in relation to food and biodiversity and different things that really interest me. I'll link that short below. I thought it was really interesting to look at the parallels between the US's response to kind of local food and the need to be more food secure as a country, and the UK and the US have had very different responses to that. I just think it's very interesting the way that they've responded in terms of biodiversity and the environment and things that really matter to me and to what I talk about on the internet. But sharing in a long form video always feels quite different, but then it's weird because yeah, this day has been weird watching the news, and I definitely have memories of other days in my life when the UK has become involved in big things internationally, and it's kind of a somber feeling, but then there's this need to make these somewhat more timeless. I don't know, so it's an interesting one. So I think the way I tend to play it, because I think it's interesting to know how people play it when you're watching them, is like I share what we are actually doing. So if I'm particularly feeling an emotion, I will share it and acknowledge it. For the more than that though, I more talk about what we are doing, which tends to be less immediate unless we've kind of gone to a climate action or protest or something like that, or we're going to vote, or we're writing letters to MPs, things like that. But otherwise I kind of keep it to what is actually happening in our home, and that's actually it then I think is really good for me, because sometimes we can talk about things online, and by talking about things we're kind of conned into thinking that we're taking more action than we are. And actually to pull back and only share what we're actually doing, I think is a very needed reality check of the difference between talking on things online, which does matter because it raises awareness, it educates, it does things, that are important, but there is a big distinction between talking about things online and actually doing things in our real life. And sometimes I think what we talk about online can remove that kind of need that we have to actually do something in real life that I think is a good human need. This is something I really noticed when I left social media for about 8 months, initially as an experiment, and then I just kind of kept going for a long time, probably 4 years ago. And I made a video about it. It's one of my very first YouTube videos, very like rough and ready. But that was one of the things I really noticed, was that talking about things online had removed some of my kind of innate desire or the expression of who I am to do things in real life. And it was a kind of a reality check to go, oh, I've been fulfilling this like human need to bring change. I think human need to, do the stuff. A bit of it had been kind of quenched or replaced by just talking about it online. If I'm feeling something, I do also talk about my feelings, which I have been criticized for, but hey, I do it. It matters to me, So anyway, it's a weird day, but it hasn't actually, apart from reading the news and trying to keep up with it, it hasn't impacted how we've done the day. And so this is the weird world we live in where things live side by side. Anyway, so we're gonna go make pizza while planes fly over other countries, and that feels very volatile and weird, but I'm gonna finish a bottle of wine from last night. This one, which is one of my favorites, an organic. It's in about the £10 range. So I tend to buy a few when they're on special. It's an organic Italian wine. We're not really wine people, but this is one that I quite like. While pizzas cook, one of my goals by 40, which is in like 350 days time, is to be able to do a pull-up. So they found me a pull-up bar for my birthday, which is really great. I have read that what you've got to be able to do first, because I'm like, I will show you what a pull-up looks like. It's just hanging on the bar. So my goal at the moment is 3 30-second hangs. Yeah, so we're gonna do them together. Don't laugh. This is my current pull-up. Okay, I'm gonna tell you when I'm doing it, because otherwise you won't know. 3, 2, 1. That's a pull-up. So my goal is just hangs. Okay, you're gonna time me?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna do a 30-second hang together.
3, 2,
1.
1, hang.
By 40, I'm gonna be going up and down, which feels wild. I've never been able to do a pull-up in my life, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I made my arms very sore last week by trying with the big band, assistance band thing, but we're doing the process right. We're just starting with the hangs. Where am I? Am I nearly at 30?
27.
27, 28, 29,
30.
30. 3 of those every day. That's what we're doing. I'm not gonna make you sit through the rest of them, but this is my goal. Now I get wine, reward. Okay, this is my 3rd set. I did my 2nd set. I thought I was gonna fall off the bar. Everything is burning. Okay,
Yep.
Can we do it? Can we do it?
1, 2, 3, go.
It is harder because you have to hold your feet off the ground with this one.
It's an ab workout.
Oh my word, I'm not gonna make it.
Yes, you will. You can
I'm
do
not
it.
gonna make it. I think
You're
I turned the camera
10.
on to make me make it. 10. Oh no.
And you're at 15.
I can't do it.
Come on. If you need to adjust your grip, do it.
There's no way if
you're
I
at
adjust,
20.
we're done. Oh my god, 20, okay.
You can
8,
definitely do it.
7, 6, what are we?
25, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Oh my word, my arms. 3 30-second hangs. Dead.
With like,
But I did
honestly,
it.
15,
We're gonna get there.
probably the 15 seconds of rest in
We're
between.
gonna get there. 15 seconds of rest in between.
Yeah, you,
okay.
you jump
Well,
straight back in each time.
You've seen the beginning, so we're gonna circle back to this in a year, and I'm gonna show you where I'm at, and we're all gonna be so impressed. I'm gonna be so impressed. I've never been able to do it in my life, so it feels wild that we will get there by 40. That's the goal. But now the goal is wine and pizza.